Welcome to the Business at the Speed of Sell podcast, where you learn how to accelerate the growth of your online and offline businesses, profits, and personal income. Tune in daily to get the tips, tricks, and tactics that have generated over $100 million in online and offline sales. Now, here's your host, Anthony Flatt.
This is Anthony Flatt, and you're listening to Business at the Speed of Sell podcast. Today, I want to talk about just making more money. You know, I hear people complain that they don't have enough money, that they wish they made more money, they wish that their job paid better, they wish that they had more free time so that they could go and get a second job or earn more money, or, you know, you can have more money. You just have to make more money. And as simple as that sounds, people just don't get it. And it irritates the tar out of me that people whine and complain about not having the things that they want, but yet they don't just buckle down and do what has to be done and make more money. You know, you're never going to see a newscaster come on and say, factory workers save $10 a week, retired as a millionaire. You're not going to save your way to financial freedom. You're just going to have to make more money. And how do you make more money? Well, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to figure some things out. Well, Anthony, you don't understand. I've got the kids and I've got the job and I've got other commitments and I've got church and I've got all those too. We all have those. God gave us all the same 24 hours in a day. It really comes down to, what are you going to do with your 24 hours? What are you willing to do to achieve what you want to achieve? And you're going to have to be crazy. And people are going to say you're crazy. And people are going to look at the things that you do, and they're going to wish they could do the things that you're doing, but yet they're never going to put forth the effort. So they're never going to do what you're going to do. And if you're going to do it, you have to sacrifice. You know, I get up about 3:30, 4:30 in the morning, pretty much every morning, come to my office. I knock out 3, 4, 5 hours of work before anybody else even wakes up. Now, I'd love to say I do that because I'm some kind of special person, or I do that because I learned some business philosophy. Honestly, I do that because I'm easily distracted, and working at that time in the morning allows me to stay very, very focused on what it is I'm trying to get done. And if I can knock out 3, 4, 5 hours, 6 hours worth of work before anybody else wakes up, then anything else I get done in the morning is a bonus. And then by the time the kids start coming home from school at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, and I have to, you know, when I travel, my wife does all of my kids' transportation to sporting events and to academic clubs and to and from school and whatever activities they have. So when I'm in town, I have to play taxi as well. So my wife has things that she wants me to do in the afternoon. So I got to go do those things too. In the evening, we've got other commitments. Our kids are in different kinds of afternoon activities, and then they have shows and they have events and they have competitions. And so we go to those. So, you know, from 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon until after dinner time, my time is taken up pretty much every single day. And then all day on Saturday and all day on Sunday, we have competition events, we have church, we have other business meetings and things that we have to attend to. So I'm just as busy as anybody is, but I just find a way to get it done. You know, and Anthony Robbins said this once, when somebody said, well, there's just not a way to get this done. I just can't get it done. And he said, well, I understand that you can't get it done, but if you could get rid of all of the restrictions and just say, if you could, how would you do it? And then start going from there and figure it out. If that doesn't work for you, Russell Brunson has another way of saying it. In Mexico, the politicians, you know, they have the drug cartel and the Mexican mafia guys come into their offices and say, we want you to pass this new law and that will allow us to do, you know, whatever it is we want to do. And the politicians say, no, that's not good for the people. That's a bad idea. I'm not going to do it. And then later on that evening, the Mexican mafia shows up at their house, wakes the guy up out of bed and says, you've got 2 choices. I've got a bag of gold and I've got a bullet with your name on it. You can have the gold or you can have the lead. You get to choose. So what would you do if it was do or die? What would you do if it was the lead was your only option? If you had to do something, if there was no way out, that you just had to get it done? You know, people talk about, I don't have enough money. One of the ways to get money is to stop spending money. I hear people all the time say, hey, I just got a bonus at work. I've got, a couple $1,000. I'm thinking about going and putting it in the stock market. First thing I ask them, do you have any credit cards? Well, of course I've got credit cards. Got any high balances on those credit cards? Yeah, of course I've got high balances on the credit. Okay, take your bonus and pay off the credit cards. They're like, no, but I want to invest it. Well, invest it in your credit cards. If you invest in the stock market, you're liable to break even or lose your money. And if you get a reasonable return, what are you going to get? At 3%, 5%, 10, 12%? You're probably playing 21% on your credit card. If you just pay down your credit card, you're going to gain 21% on your money. People just don't think about the realism of where we are and what realistic things that we can do. If you want to be successful, commit to being successful. You're going to make mistakes. Don't sit around saying, well, I don't really know how to do this, therefore I can't. Learn how to do it. People say, Anthony, you're successful because you're so smart. Folks, I am not smart. I am well read. I listen to more audios and videos than anybody I know. Maybe Russell Brunson listens to more, maybe. But I just know more about my subjects, and I study and I study and I study. I don't take one guy's philosophy or one person's program or process and I use that. I go out and I listen to 3, 4, 5, 10 different ways to do something. And when I see the commonalities amongst all those different ways, that really tells me that those commonalities are where the success lies. I don't know if this one guy was successful. I don't know if these 2 guys were successful. I don't know if these 3 guys were successful. But obviously, if they're all talking about doing the same things, and then a 4th and a 5th and a 6th, and they're all talking about doing the same things, then there must be some success achievable in that process. So don't listen to just one. Go and study and do what you need to do. And when are you going to study? You've got to find some time. I mean, do crazy things. Take study material. Take videos you want to learn from. Use the Torch browser. Rip the audios out of them. Put it on your iPod and walk around your house wearing your iPod. Walk around at work wearing your iPod and listen to it. And because you're going to be doing work and because you're going to be distracted, listen to it again and again and again and again. Go to sleep wearing your headphones. I've done it. It might look stupid. People might think you're crazy. But I tell you what, if you go to sleep thinking about something and you wake up thinking about something and you get really immersed in it and you get really focused on it, you're going to be amazed at what you can achieve. And it once was said, and I'll probably get this wrong, and it says, show me a man that reads a book a month and I'll show you somebody who has some knowledge. Show me a man that reads a book a week and I'll show you somebody who's successful. Show me a man that reads a book a day, and I'll show you a man that can change the world. Well, a book a day, I probably listen to 3 or 4 programs a day. I can't read a book a day because I do a lot of business on calls and conferences, and I'm traveling a lot. So I can't constantly be reading, but I'm always carrying 2, if not 3 books with me. I always have 5 or 6 Kindle books on my phone. I always have audio programs. I have one iPod that has nothing but podcasts. I go out and download all the podcasts from all the people I like to listen to, and I keep them on one 32 gig iPod. It's one of my kids' old iPods. I reformatted it, has nothing but podcasts on it. And I listen to those all the way through over and over. I think there's 1,800 podcasts on it right now. There was 2,200. I cleaned some off that I've listened to. There is ways to be successful. You just got to quit whining. Just reach around the back of your shirt, the back of your collar, find your backbone and pull it back up. And just get it done. Find a way. There is a way. God gave you 24 hours. He gave me 24 hours. And I get more done than most people do. Not because I'm special. Not because I have any, special talent. It's just a determination that I'm going to do it. I don't care. And do I do it every day? No, I make mistakes like everybody else. There's days that I sleep in. There's days that I watch movies with the kids and I don't get any work done. There's days that I fail to meet my own self-imposed deadlines. But if I have those deadlines, I miss a lot less of them and I get a lot more done and I push myself. Just push yourself. Just find a way. Just make more money. Just shut up and find a way to make more money.
If you have a question for Anthony, then head over to www.anthonyflatt.com and leave him a voicemail message for a chance to have your question featured on the show. Thanks for listening to the Business at the Speed of Sell podcast at www.businessatthespeedofsell.com.